Thank you for having me.
Now, we do know that our President Jacob Zuma landed there with the delegation. Is the rest of the delegation there, and what is the situation currently on the ground there?
Well, now all the African heads of state who are supposed to be attending this high-level panel are here in Burundi, including the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Haile Mariam Desalegn, the President of Gabon, the President of Mauritania, and also the President of Senegal. They will be meeting President Pierre Nkurunziza. They will also be meeting civil society groups, opposition groups, religious leaders, and even youth groups in a bid to see how they can move dialogue forward. In terms of what the security situation is in the country now, today security has been heightened, especially in the capital, Bujumbura. There were a lot of people who lined up the streets to welcome these 5 African heads of state, most of them holding placards with messages of peace, others urging for a quick solution to the crisis here in Burundi.
What can we expect from the visit by the AU high-level panel of heads of states that is led by the President Jacob Zuma there?
Well, we spoke to South Africa's International Relations and Cooperation Minister, Maitenkwana Mashabane, and she says that the delegation will be pushing for peace, and that the delegation will also be pushing for an all-inclusive dialogue where anybody who wants to come to the dialogue table in a bid to seek peace for the country will be welcome. She was, however, clear that the issue of the peacekeeping mission may not be pursued at this particular time. Remember, Burundi has said that they will consider those 5,000 peacekeeping troops from the African Union if they are sent here as an invasion or as an invading force. And so she says that may not be on the table now. She says they will mostly deal on the will of the people of Burundi.
As things stand now, we still see some disturbing visuals coming out of Bujumbura. Is that the current situation where it's still very violent on the ground?
Well, what happens, like now, during the day, everything is quiet, and there were a lot of people on the streets to welcome the heads of state. Of course, you can see heavy security presence, but it's nighttime when you hear the gunfire. It's nighttime when you hear the grenades. Take, for example, last night, from where we were, we had a few of the gunfire. But what the government says, and what the Foreign Affairs Minister, Alain Nyamitwe, told us the last time we were here during the Security Council visit, they believe that the people who do that, who throw the grenades and fire in the air, they believe the people from the opposition. Of course, the opposition denies that, says that it is one of the ways to show that there is no peace and stability in the country. When you walk around the streets, it's clear that something is not right. Most of the streets are deserted. Businesses have closed. Right now, there's a fuel shortage. So it's clear that it's not a country that is completely at peace with itself.
Now, the UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon this week held talks with the government and opposition in Burundi. How did that meeting go as the diplomatic efforts to end the months of violence are stepped up there?
Well, that meeting, according to the government and according to Minister Nyamitwe, went well because President Nkurunziza promised to release about 2,000 people who have been held since protests began in this country in April to protest against his third-term bid. But what is coming out clear is that even though he told UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon that his government is ready to hold talks, it may not just happen yet because, according to Minister Nyamitwe, the government will not be holding talks with groups that were seen to have taken part in the failed coup and anybody who may have attempted to overthrow the government. And this is why the African Union delegation is here. So they will be trying to see if they can unlock that deadlock where who exactly will be on the dialogue table.
Sarah, thank you so much for that report. That was our reporter, Sarah Kimani, coming to us live from Bujumbura in Burundi. Well, we'll take